Good morning, students. This is the third session on the chapter Directing. And in this session, I'm going to take up another element or component of the function directing, which is motivation. I've already told you before that directing as a function of management consists of four important elements or components, which are supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication. I've already discussed supervision in my last lecture. Now, in this particular session, I'm going to discuss with you another important element of directing, which is motivation. So please give the heading, the next topic, the new topic number in your topic list, new topic number, and then write motivation. Motivation, give a colon, underline. Below it, point number A, topic number A, meaning or definition of motivation as an element of directing. Meaning or motivation, meaning or definition of motivation, meaning or definition of motivation as an element of directing. Within brackets, page number 257, please check the page number of your textbook and write down the page number. So, underline meaning of motivation, underline the heading in your textbook, meaning of motivation. Then come to the second paragraph and open the bracket. Come down to the second paragraph, open the bracket, which is saying, the term motivation has been derived from the word motive, which means the urge to do or not to do something. So the term motivation has been actually derived from a word motive, which means the urge from inside, which a human being gets from inside, the urge to do something or not to do something. So that is the meaning of the word motive. Motive is that force within. Motive is an inert force which lies within an individual, which compels him to act or not to act in a certain way. So motive is an internal desire, an internal urge of an individual, which compels him, which tells him from inside to do something or not to do something in a particular way. Motives spur and guide people to action. Motives reflect needs, wants, drive, and impulses within the people. So motives which people have from inside, they reflect the needs, wants, after wants there will be a comma, drive and impulses of the people. So people are driven by their motivation, that particular urge from inside, to satisfy their wants and desires. Motivation may therefore be defined. Motivation may therefore be defined. Please underline from this sentence. Motivation may therefore be defined as the process of stimulating or inducing people to take the desired course of action. Very important, underline this sentence. So what is the meaning of the term motivation then? Motivation may therefore be defined as the process of stimulating or inducing people. Motivation is a process in its own right, consisting of a number of steps, which we are going to discuss later on. So motivation itself is a process. It is an important element of directing, and it is itself a process which is, performed by the managers through a number of steps, with the help of which managers try to stimulate, encourage, and induce their subordinates to take the desired course of action while at work. So motivation may therefore be defined as the process of stimulating or inducing people to take the desired course of action. It is the act of inspiring employees. So managers always try to inspire their employees, their subordinates, to get the work done from them in the most desired manner. So it is the act of inspiring employees to work hard to achieve the desired goals of the organization. It involves arousing the needs and desires in people so as to initiate and direct their behavior in a purposeful manner. Close the bracket after that sentence. So this is the definition of the term motivation, that motivation is the act of inspiring employees to work harder to achieve the desired goals of an organization. It involves arousing needs. Manager will have to continuously arouse needs and desires in their subordinates so as to initiate and direct their behavior in a purposeful manner, in the most desired manner. Close the bracket after that. So this is the meaning or definition of the term motivation as an element of directing. Next topic under motivation, please write number B. Important characteristics of motivation. Important characteristics of motivation. Within brackets write nature of motivation. Answer will be the same. Important characteristics of motivation. Within brackets nature of motivation. Come down to the next paragraph. Open the bracket from the heading nature of motivation and underline it. Open the bracket and underline the heading nature of motivation. Same page. Please see the textbook. In my book it is pages 257 to 258. Please write down the page number. You see your textbook and write down the page numbers beside the topic. The main features or characteristics of motivation are as follows. Number 1, underline the point headings. Point headings must be remembered and written. Motivation is purely psychological in nature. So see, all these elements, all these things, activities, supervision, motivation, leadership, communication are the essential elements or components of directing. And directing happens to be one of the most important functions of management. So therefore, all these 4 elements, supervision, motivation, leadership and communication happen to be the functions of managers, functions of the managers. These are all managerial functions as elements of directing. So motivation is a managerial function. Managers will have to motivate their subordinates, their employees working under them, and it is purely psychological in nature. Motivation is something which is purely psychological in nature, which comes from within an individual. If an individual feels the urge from inside to do or not to do a particular thing, he will or he will not do that. Otherwise, no other force will be able to drive that individual to do or not to do that particular work. So motivation is purely psychological in nature. Motivation is a psychological phenomenon. It is a personal and internal feeling, an inert feeling of a human being, which arises from the needs and wants of a person. That internal feeling, that inert feeling, which rises from the needs, wants and desires of an individual, constitutes motivation. It starts and keeps individuals at work. Point number 2, continuous. Please underline continuous, perpetual. Motivation is continuous or perpetual in nature. Motivation is an ongoing process. Human needs are unlimited. Human needs are unlimited, whereas the means to satisfy them are limited. As soon as one need is satisfied, another need arises. So this is the concept of economics, that wants and desires are unlimited. This process continues from birth to death. So as motivation arises from the wants, desires and needs of human beings, and we know that wants, desires and needs of human being are unlimited. They continue throughout the lifetime of an individual. So therefore motivation also continues throughout the span of life of every individual. So motivation is an ongoing process. Human needs are unlimited, whereas the means to satisfy them are limited. As soon as one need is satisfied, another need arises. This process continues from birth to death. Motivation is very complex in nature. Motivation is very complex in nature. What does this mean? Motivation is a complex process. Individuals differ in their needs and wants. So motivation The level of motivation and the nature of motivation differs from individual to individual, because every individual is different from the other. The wants, desires, and needs of every individual differ. Every individual has his or her own sets of wants, desires, and needs which he or she tries to fulfill, for which motivation is required. So motivation cannot be standardized for all individuals. The level of motivation, the nature of motivation cannot be standardized for all individuals. So individuals differ in their needs and wants. Different individuals seek different things or work for different reasons. Moreover, human needs change from time to time. The same human being can have different types of wants. His wants can change from time to time. People satisfy their needs in different ways. So therefore, motivation also, keeps on changing from time to time within an individual. The level and nature of motivation within an individual also keeps on changing from time to time. And from the manager's perspective, when he has the task of motivating a large number of workers or subordinates working under him, the task becomes all the more difficult and complex, because the nature and type of motivation, the motivational factor inside each and every subordinate is of different type. So goal oriented or goal directed motivation is goal oriented or goal directed. Whatever an individual does out of motivation, he does it to satisfy a particular want or goal of his. So motivation produces goal directed behavior. A motivated person works towards the achievement of the desired goals. Human needs influence behavior in different ways. Motivation is integrated in nature. Underline integrated. A person is either motivated or not. He cannot be partly motivated. Human needs are interrelated and influence different people in different ways. So human needs are all interrelated, and these needs influence different people in different ways. So that is why motivation keeps on differing from person to person and becomes very complex in nature. Motivation is a managerial function. Motivation is a managerial function, which I already told you before. So motivation being an element of directing, and directing being one of the important functions of management, so motivation itself becomes an important activity of the managers. It is the responsibility of each and every manager to motivate his subordinates. Motivation is an important element of directing function of management. Motivation can be positive or negative, very important characteristic. Please underline, motivation can be either positive or negative. It means motivation may be positive or negative. Positive motivation means inspiring people to work better and appreciating a work that is well done. In certain cases, by offering rewards or promotions. What is positive motivation? Is a good motivation, which usually the manager does. He keeps on encouraging, inspiring his employees. He tries to motivate and inspire his subordinates so that they can, better their level of performance, their level of efficiency. And once they have proved their efficiency, the manager can even try to motivate them further by giving them some monetary or non-monetary incentives. So that is good or positive motivation. Positive motivation means inspiring people to work better and appreciating a work that is well done. In certain cases, how will the manager appreciate a work which has been well done by one of his subordinates? In certain cases, he may offer rewards or promotion to that particular person. But what is negative motivation? Negative motivation means forcing people to work by threatening or punishing them. That is not very good. It is negative motivation when a manager tries to force his subordinates to work either by threatening them or by punishing them. So, these many points will be enough. You close the bracket after point number 7. Close the bracket after point number 7. So, these are the important characteristics or features of motivation. If a question comes, discuss or explain the nature of motivation, the same points are to be written. Next topic, number C, please write down. Process of motivation. Under motivation, topic number 3, number C, process of motivation. Within brackets, pages 258 to 259, you see the page numbers of your textbook and write down the page numbers. Process of motivation, please underline it and open the bracket from there. Process of motivation, underline it and open the bracket from there. So as I told you before, that motivation itself, it is an important element of directing, and motivation in its own right is a process which has to be executed by the managers by performing a number of steps one after the other, through a number of steps one after the other. So motivation is the result of interaction between human needs and incentives offered to satisfy them. The main steps in motivation process are given below. The main steps involved in the process of motivation are given below. So there are 4 steps involved in the process of motivation. If a good manager, he wants to motivate, really motivate his subordinates, the employees working under him, he will have to perform these 4 steps in this same order or sequence, one after the other, so that he will be able to motivate his subordinates and employees in a positive manner. So number 1, awareness of need. First of all, the process of motivation starts when the manager first needs to understand the needs of his subordinates and employees. If he fails to understand the needs and wants of his subordinates, he will not be able to motivate them at all. So awareness of the needs. The process of motivation begins with the awareness of a need or deficiency. The manager will have to understand the needs and wants of the subordinates. He will also need to understand the loopholes or deficiency of his subordinates. Feeling of a need creates anxiety or tension in the person. Number 2, step number 2, stimulus for action. In order to satisfy the need and remove the tension, a person takes some action. So if the manager realizes the need or want of his subordinate or the deficiency which the subordinate has, so he will be able to motivate that particular subordinate either by giving certain suggestions to him which will satisfy his need, or if he has some deficiency, some loopholes, the manager will be able to give him some suggestion to remove it, to remove that deficiency from him. So that is the second step. The proper action to be taken either to satisfy the need or to remove the deficiency. Stimulus for action. So in order to satisfy the need or to remove the deficiency, a person has to take some action. When a person feels hungry, for example, he takes steps to satisfy his hunger. He works to earn money with which he can buy food. If he gets no work, he may beg for food or may even try to steal food. Thus, a felt need leads to goal-directed behavior. Number 3, fulfillment of the need. Now, the third step of motivation is that how the need of the subordinate will be fulfilled. Fulfillment of the need. In case the person is successful in satisfying his need, after adhering to the suggestion given by the manager, if the subordinate is able to fulfill, he is successful in satisfying his need, he feels motivated from inside and his level of tension and anxiety is reduced. After taking the suggestions or advices from the manager, good advices, if a subordinate is able to work better, he is able to improve his efficiency level, he is able to satisfy his want, he is able to remove his deficiency. So that motivates that subordinate from inside. Okay? So it inspires him from inside. He feels motivated and his level of efficiency increases, his deficiency level decreases and his tension is removed. If the attempt is unsuccessful, the need remains unsatisfied. However, even after getting the advices, suggestions from the manager, if an employee remains unsuccessful in achieving his want or removing his deficiency, that need still remains inside. In such a case, the person may search for a different action. In such a case, the manager will have to give some other suggestion to that particular employee. Number 4, discovery of new needs. Once the human needs and human wants keep cropping up, new wants, once the old need or want is satisfied, new wants and needs start replacing them, taking their place, and this continues throughout the lifetime of the human being. So discovery of new needs. When one need is satisfied, a new need arises, and the process is repeated all over again. The foregoing stages in the process of motivation are shown in. You please close the bracket. Please close the bracket after the first sentence. When one need is satisfied, a new need arises and the process is repeated again. Close the bracket after that. Then the diagram needs to be drawn and explained in a small paragraph. Or with the help of this example, open the bracket from this sentence. The process of motivation in these 4 different steps can be explained very well with the help of this example, which is saying, open the bracket from this sentence. The motivation process can be explained with the help of an example. Suppose that a worker feels that his wage is low, and because of this reason he is utterly depressed, tensed, anxious, not being able to run his family well, getting demotivated from inside. So suppose a worker feels that his wage is low, he experiences a need for or deficiency for additional income. So therefore, a need for additional income arises in his mind. To satisfy this need, the worker searches for alternatives. So the first step is, he has identified his need. He is aware of his need, that he is earning less. He needs to increase his income. So second step therefore will be that he needs to take certain actions to fulfill that need that is to increase his level of income. So he experiences a need or deficiency for additional income. Second step, therefore, to satisfy this need, the worker searches for alternatives such as looking for a new job or working harder to earn more pay and promotion. He chooses the option of working harder. If his hard work results in a pay rise, the worker feels satisfied and continues to work harder. If he fails to earn a rise, he may decide to look for a job elsewhere. So close the bracket. So this example is trying to explain that how a particular person gets motivated from inside, and how the process of motivation gets completed in these 4 different steps. And at the end, you will end your answer by drawing this diagram, or I will suggest you to draw this diagram first and start explaining the process of motivation. If you get a 4-mark question or a 5-mark question that explain in detail the process of motivation as an element of directing, first draw this diagram and then give your explanation in 4 steps, followed by the example pertaining to that particular worker. So that will make a complete answer. The diagram showing the process of motivation, keep it within brackets, mark it important. Number 1, first step in the process of motivation, felt need or deficiency. Second step, stimulus, taking the correct action to satisfy that need or to remove that deficiency, stimulus or drive. Number 3, satisfaction of achievement of goals. Okay, satisfaction of achievement of goals. And number 4, which is at the bottom, discovery of new needs. Once the old need is satisfied and the goal has been achieved, the old goal, now new needs will come and take its place. Discovery of new need. So see the arrow properly. So that diagram explains the process of motivation which is to be done, which gets completed by 4 different steps, one after the other. So I will conclude this session over here. In my next session, I will continue with motivation, and I shall be explaining a very important theory of motivation which is called Maslow's theory. Till then, goodbye.